Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. And I want to say Shalom, Rocky Mockbalt out there, doing this true diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This is a edition kind of like various news that I've came across. This I just came across a few seconds ago, and I was like, okay, I definitely got to talk about that. And then right as I saw that, there was an incident that happened in Vegas just the other day. I said, okay, so I'll talk about that as well. And then there was a lesson that one of the elders made, Elder Manasseh Zatba made, and I wanted to touch on that a little bit. Of course, I had some stuff saved about, I'm actually gonna, we'll go with the flow. I might save the Sabrina Carpenter thing for another time. Let's see. How do I want to do it? We'll flow with it. I'll just leave it up for now. Let me grab a drink. But yeah, so might actually just end up being a judgment report, like a mass judgment report edition, as you know, because we got the 241 killed. It says 241 killed, 1 survivor in Air India plane crash. I'm gonna go ahead and actually let this play. I'm gonna take this drink and ponder a little bit while it plays, and we'll see what I'm just rolling through the spirit. I don't have no scriptures up or nothing yet. Just rolling it completely through the spirit, and we'll see where it goes. If we get to the Sabrina Carpenter thing, we get to it. If not, hey, another topic for another day. So here you go. I'll let the guy take it away.
The plane tragedy in India, where 241 people died, but one man aboard miraculously survived. Seen right here, bloodied but alive. It was after a Boeing 787, you see it there, crashed shortly after takeoff. You can see it right here quickly losing altitude, then falling into the horizon. And then the ball of fire billowing from the wreckage. The plane's tail wedged into a building. Other parts of the plane everywhere you look as first responders rush to the scene in a cloud of chaos. Senior correspondent Tom Costello covers aviation for us, and he leads us off.
Caught on camera the moment Air India Flight 171 lifted off from Ahmedabad in western India, headed for London Gatwick Airport. But only 600 feet off the ground, it quickly lost altitude and crashed in a horrific ball of fire. Dark black smoke billowing from the nearby neighborhood. Video captured the immediate aftermath as firefighters rushed in. Overhead, this striking image, the plane's tail sticking out of the side of a building as rescue teams frantically searched for victims.
Very tragic and very, very horrific. And even till now, I have to say I'm in a state of shock.
Local authorities say the plane crashed into a medical college hostel just as students were eating lunch. Dozens injured, at least 5 thought to have died. Out of the 242 people on board the plane, the local police say only a single passenger was able to walk away. Viswash Kumar Ramesh, a British national sitting in exit row window seat 11A and traveling with a brother who is still missing. Another brother in the UK spoke to Sky News.
He video called my dad. As he crashed, he said, "Our plane's crashed." All of that. I don't know where my brother is. I don't see any other passengers. I don't know how I'm alive, how I exited the plane.
On board, passengers from India, the UK, Portugal, and Canada. The first crash ever involving the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, a plane with a stellar reputation and 1,100 in service worldwide. Already, veteran investigators are looking at this video of the plane taking off and noticing that the flaps on the back of the wings do not appear to be extended.
Without flaps and slats extended, the wing cannot produce enough lift at low speeds.
The nose of the plane is pointed up, indicating a possible aerodynamic stall, and the landing gear remains down well past the point it should have been retracted. Air India says the captain had 8,200 hours of flight experience, the first officer 1,100 hours. One of them radioed a mayday, but it's not clear who was piloting the plane.
This is a difficult day for all of us at Air India, and our efforts now are focused entirely on the needs of our passengers, crew members, their families and loved ones.
While Indian investigators will be in charge, British and American NTSB and
when you're giving an apology, it really doesn't have the same weight if you're reading it off the prompt You know, a teleprompter. It really doesn't. You know, or a piece of paper doesn't. You know, it's not. Oh, you know, I'm really sorry this happened. You know, we are severely sorry about all the tragedies that have befallen your families today. Nobody, look, fake, disingenuine.
FAA investigators will assist. Boeing says it is cooperating with the investigation. Of critical importance, the plane's flight data and cockpit voice recorders may provide the clues into what went wrong.
And Tom Costello joins us now. Tom, tonight everyone is asking the same question. Are there any theories on why this one passenger survived?
Yeah, and it may be hard to know right now.
Back
this is
seat.
where he was, seat 11A.
Okay.
This is the emergency exit, and this is business class.
Really?
Was he catapulted out of the plane when it hit that building? We don't know, but experts say there is not one single seat that is always the safest because it depends where the plane impacts with the terrain, Tom.
Tom Costello leading us off tonight. Tom, we thank you. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
They say that the back seat's usually the safest, but let's see. What a nightmare to respond to as a first responder. Rest in peace, victims. This person said, when it's not your time, it's not your time. Who knows? That guy could be a Jake. You never know. Who knows? You never know. He could be a Jake. We don't know at the end of the day. Wow, the sole survivor, one person surviving is crazy. What the heck is happening? Unbreakable. What else? Dude even walked away. Let's see. Dude probably went to church right after. That one guy's proof. When it's your time, it's your time. It wasn't his. Sadly, it was for many others. As brute and sad as saying this, as the saying is, it's true. See, you know, not too many good edifying comments or anything like that. So yeah, Boeing again. That's interesting. The one person surviving is suspect. Where is he from? Nothing suspect. He survived and his brother perished. Yeah. Am I the only one who thinks this guy wasn't really on the plane? Yeah. I mean, he had to have been probably on the plane, right? I mean, maybe not, but yeah, look at that 555. But yeah, man. So it's interesting. It was headed for the UK, all right, but it crashed. And hey, man, we know how the Lord feels about the heathen. Let's get Jeremiah. Come on. No, it's right here. Have it up from a previous search a while ago. This is Jeremiah 10:10. It says, "But the Lord is the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting king. In his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation." And you know, this just shows you there's one of many scriptures that mention the really it talks about the earth as well, but it mentions the heathen at name as well. All right, the nations, heathen nations, shall not be able to abide in his indignation. The Lord is not dealing with these heathens. All right, the Lord's only dealing with Israel. And we're already seeing it right now, but especially when it comes to the end, we're going to see, look, these nations are going to be toast. But right now, they're even, toast. There's a lot of bad things happening, man. 241 killed, that's a big number. All right, that's a pretty big number of, people to just all go at once. And one survivor. The total people on the flight was 242, all right? But all but one died. And that goes to show you, look, Yahweh Shemi Shai don't want you to go. It ain't, and you ain't gonna go. Okay. The scripture I want to think that's really for Israelites, talking about your head are numbered. But yeah, man, we don't know. That guy could have been Jake. Who knows, man? Do I think so? I don't know. I can't go based off of just who he looks like or how he's walking. Who knows, man? But things like that, when you see those happen, one survivor, you never know if that person's an Israelite and possibly of the elect. You have no idea. All right, or maybe not a part of the elect, but the Lord's giving them one more chance before they end up in some terrible event, right? And that it can happen like that, man. It can happen like that. There's been many people, not necessarily Jake per se. We don't know at the end of the day. There's been people that survived some terrible instance, And you're like, wow, I can't believe they were the only one that survived. And then, you know, months down the line, they end up having something else terrible happen to them. You're like, damn, that person's life was filled with tragedy. Well, they had a chance, perhaps, maybe. We don't know if they're Israelites or not. We didn't know them, but it just goes to show you, man. Look, you're not following the Lord in these end days. And you're not part of the elect. You're done. You're toast. All right, you're toast. And especially over here in India, man. These heathens, these Indians, these Elamites. All right, they hate Jake, man. These are the same guys that were chasing that soccer player a while ago, calling him monkey, monkey, monkey. As a matter of fact, let me go and see if I can find it. I remember I made a lesson on it. Let me see if I can type in Elam. Okay, India. Let's see. Maybe not. Should be able to find it like this. This one? Kerala state in India. So let's go and see. This was a video. Those people who threw stones at me were saying, fuck African monkey, black cat. My race and I have been insulted. I was attacked because of the color of my skin. Footballer in Ivory Coast has alleged that he was subjected to a mob attack and racial slurs at a football something or other. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna play it. He's African, but you know, all the heathens, especially Elam, are dumb. They just lump everybody in together. They didn't like him because he was black, even though look at them, look what color they are. Need I show more? So again, they're dumb. You know, the Hamites are different than us Israelites, but a lot of these nations are too dumb. They just lump us all in together because of the color of our skin. So, but yeah, man, we don't know necessarily what that guy was. We don't know what part of let's see. This is him here. I guess he's not too famous, but you never know. Depending on what part of Africa he could be. He could be Ham, all right? He could be, hell, he could be Esau, depending, really. No matter with the skin color. But, yeah, man, you know, so 241 Elamites dead, man. You see what they think about Jake. All right, you see how they think of our people. So, hey, man, the Lord's going to let judgment reign upon them, right? So let's get, what do I want to get? I don't want to get the same scriptures I always get. Let's get something. You know what? Let's get no, I don't want to get that. Debating where I want to go here. I want to talk about nations in Israel. Or do I want to get another judgment scripture? I can close out of that too. We already got that. Go ahead and get let's get trying to get things that are not necessarily for Jake. Let's go ahead and Debating. A lot of scriptures that come to mind, but I don't want to get. I want to get something fresh. Let's go. Psalms 37, 28. It reads Psalms 37:38, showing you, look, if you're a part of the elect, if you're a part of the Lord, all right, the Lord's chosen, all right, you don't really have nothing to worry about at the end of the day, all right? He's not taking out his chosen. He will take out some of Israel, all right, the wicked, all right? But at the end of the day, it's the heathens and the wicked being cut off, not the elect, all right? This is Psalms 37 and 28. It says, For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. All right? The seed of the wicked shall be cut off. So, if you're a part of the elect, you don't really have nothing to worry about. As a matter of fact, this is Psalms 37:25. It says, I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. There you go. So let's go on to verse 26. It says, He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. So again, going back down, it was just a little bit lower. The Lord loveth judgment. This is Psalms 37:28. For the Lord loveth judgment, forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. So those are just a little bit up higher. So I forgot that word. Yeah, man. So these devils, well, devils really we usually refer to the Edomites, but these demons, all right, they're still a form of devil. They hate Jake, man. So 241 of them dead. Doesn't surprise me at all. Because these devils, again, they're wicked as hell. They hate Jake, which, people say, oh, it's because of the skin color, which it couldn't be. Because if you look at them, don't get them. And it shows the light ones. It does that with Jake, too, when you look at black people. But if you look at some of these women, man, they're dark, all right? There's black women out here. I mean, look at this, So, black Indian woman. They say black Indian woman. So, you can see. You're dark, man. Dark. So, you can't say it's because of skin color. Also, Gandhi, funny enough that he was brought up. Right. Early views. Let's see. It says racial hierarchy. In his early years in South Africa, roughly 1893 to 1913, Gandhi held views that reflected the prevalent racial prejudice of the time. He used offensive terms like Kafirs to refer to black Africans. Gandhi advocated for the continuation of race-based residential and social segregation, demonstrating belief that black Africans were inferior to Indians. He expressed strong disapproval of mixing Indians and black Africans in prisons and social settings, and even demanding separate facilities for Indian prisoners. Now, they're going to probably come over here and try to cover his ass. And no. It shows you. This guy, all right, Gandhi. Oh, everybody loves Gandhi. Gandhi was a great person. No, he wasn't. He was a racist, just like you, man. He didn't like black people, just like you. Just admit it. It's your roots. In your roots to hate Jake. Yeah, you can't try to, change your thought process. I mean, Esau does that, and they end up seeming stupid, right? Like, there's someone I know that she acts like she loves black people so much, and she's changed. I used to be a racist, but I'm not anymore. And you can just tell in her eyes that she still don't like Jake. Still don't like black people. So usually they try to do it to, I don't know, fit the motive and continue along with the to go along with the Benjamins. All right, go along to get along type shit. But they don't, All right, they really don't like Jake. Esau just confused. This is the land of confusion when you got Esau over here advocating for black rights sometimes, but then they'll advocate for black rights, but then they'll do the same shit. Like, we're not racist, and you see they can't be the Edomites because some of them stand up for the black people. Well, first of all, some of them might be Jakes. Second of all, some of them have this issue where when they'll do that, they'll be like, oh no, you stop killing them, but then they'll have like super fucking large amounts of microaggressions, all right? Or they'll be like, no, we need to help them because that's a form of racism in general. That's called a white savior complex, all right? It's a form of racism, white savior complex. They feel like we can't do anything for ourselves, so we need to be coddled, all right? Speaking, black Latinos and Native Americans, so-called. Yeah, like we need to be coddled or something because, we just don't know. We're just stupid. Like we're some type of animal that needs constant attending to. Right? So, yeah, man, that's these devils for you. These Edomites, they try to play it off. We're not gonna get that today. I think we're actually just gonna focus on the judgment report. As a matter of fact. Let's go ahead and I just did one 4 days ago, but this is what we'd consider a mass destruction judgment report, I believe. Let's get. Want to go up one? Let me see. We'll go from verse 7, and these lessons are for Jake. So a lot of these scriptures are going to be for Jake because, an Elamite, they can't repent, so they're just going to have to take the judgment that they get, right? So Job 4 and 7. Let me get a drink. Job 4 and 7 reads, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished." That's not the one I wanted to get. Fuck you. What am I doing? I already got Job 4 and 7. I'm gonna read it again. All right, but Job 4 and 7. "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off, even as I have seen they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same." So yeah, man, and going on to verse 9, "By the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed." I think I got this already. I might have. Can't remember. Fuck. Can't remember if I got it or if I was thinking about getting it. But yeah, man. So again, those people that do wickedness, they get the wickedness back. Okay, and what you did to Jake, all right, and you're one of Esau's little lackeys, man. You love the Edomite. You love the Edomite. All right, you love them. All right, you even got your own little Bollywood. All right, which is like your version of Hollywood, and because you want to dress like them, you want to walk like them and talk like them, and you want to be little Edomites running around, right? And that's what you want to be, but you can't be. Okay, let's continue on. We'll finish up a little bit more about this. I'm trying to. There's scriptures that come to mind, but I'm really trying to stay away from the ones that really lean to Jake. But I'm gonna get Matthew 12 and 37 regardless. Oops. Like I said, it's hard. I could have plenty of scriptures, but I'm really slower on it today because I'm trying to get different ones. Because like I said, I don't want to keep just getting the same ones there. I mean, that's how you learn at the end of the day. But I want to get some new, fresh scriptures that we don't get all too often. So I really gotta, use the thinker. So Matthew 12 and 37 says, "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." Okay, well, actually, we got to get verse 6. It says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words, for by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." So you know these motherfuckers. Same with the heathens, the Edomites. Fuck you, not the heathens. All of them are heathens. But the same thing as the Edomites. They act like, oh no, we're not like that. But what do their words say when we're not around? All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, or the speckled birds. You know, like myself, that go back to those nations but don't necessarily look like those nations. What do they say? What do they say? They're not talking, oh, black people are so great. We just love them. Oh my gosh. And the Latinos, oh my gosh, such hard workers. We love them. They're great. And the Native Americans, man, we should have never took their land. They didn't deserve to die like that. No, man. No, they don't talk like that. You can see how they talk now with the Trump presidency because they're saying everything out loud on Twitter. All right? Oh, you know, we didn't steal the land. We conquered it. All right? They should have fought better. Shit like that, right? So all those words that these people say, and the Indians, you know they're saying some shit. All right? You know they're saying some shit. What are they saying? I don't know, because they're speaking in a different language, right? But I'm sure they have slurs. I'm actually look that up. Do Indians have specific slurs for black, Latino, Native people? Yes, they do. Wonder what words. Kalu, all right, which means black. African students in India have reported facing discrimination, stereotyping, be assumed to be drug dealers, racist abuse. See. Latino people. There are no widespread specific slurs for Latino people in Indian languages, largely because there's limited interaction between Indian society and Latin American communities. Indigenous. Similarly, specific slurs targeting Native Americans are rare. They're not prominent. What's all slurs they use? Kalu or Habshi. All right. If I go and copy it, I wonder if I type that in, what'll come up. Oop. Primitive. There's tribal groups within India, so they're still, Indians. No, that's what they say. They basically just use, their language for black. All right, that's what but they use it in a mocking way. So, and you can go and look at it. Everybody has specific ones for so-called black people. Everyone does. I'd be willing to bet money that China does. How about China? Do they? Yes. All right. So one thing you need to realize, Jake, they say Haigwai, which means black devil. Okay. No common slurs again. Colorism. Yeah. They all do not like dark skin. They all hate dark skin. All right. I think I heard someone say that, like, because we had some Asians that were working at my job. Like, one of the things you should never tell an Asian is that they're getting dark. Okay, it's like a offensive thing to them. All right, Meanwhile, with like anybody else, like, oh wow, you're getting darker. They're like, oh wow, thanks, I'm getting tanner, cool. But Asians, they don't like to hear that. All right, they don't like that. And technically, if you really want to get down to geographic regions, technically the Elamites are Asian in where they're at. They're in the Asia era, like in the Asia Middle East border area, right? So, yeah, man, all these things these devils say, man, thinking they're gonna get away with it, because these devils really think they're gonna continue forever. Not just Esau, but like a lot of these guys are just Esau dick riders, man. They just ride the dick, all right, ride the cock carousel of Esau, and they'll do anything, sell out to Esau because they want to be like Esau. They all want to taste that Babylonian culture, right? That's what they want at the end of the day, and because of that, a lot of these nations had participations in the slave trade anyway. I can't remember if India did. I think they did. participate. Say African. They said did not participate in it. They said Portugal, Britain, France, and Spain. They were brought by Arab traders called Sidis. Habshi, or Habisha, term for Ethiopians, was used on African people in India, sometimes neutrally, sometimes in derogatory ways. In India were only enslaved, but were they enslaved there? Or the Indian Ocean slave trade. However, the nature of slavery in India was different than chattel slavery seen in the transatlantic slave trade. Well, of course, absolutely, because no one did slavery like Esau did slavery, right? They completely went out of hand. All right, slavery has been around for a while. All nations have done it a little bit. Even Jake has done it. All right, and Jake will do it, but it's not going to be in the same level that Esau did. Esau did it at a completely vile. I mean, they were sticking broomsticks up people's asses, man. They were completely out of hand with it. No one as profane as Esau, right? So they went completely above and beyond with their wickedness. They did. They got a hold of Jake and they just like aped out, right? They just, oh shit, we got him. So they just started doing everything. We should put a stick up their butt. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? You know, Esau's fucked in the head, right? So they started acting completely. They went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. Literally, like that. You know, that bird when he finally got the Cocoa Puffs. When Esau was finally able to get their hands on it, Israel. Oh my God, they lost their mind. Yeah, woo! They were doing everything, eating them, having sex with them. You know, making furniture out of their hair. You look it up. Real things that happened. They were doing everything that they could do. It was wild, man. Having Mandingo fights. You know what else? Man, there's so many different things. Right? So many different things. They did everything that they wanted to do in their little messed up little mind, right? So that's what happens. And look, all these devils, whether it's the Edomite devils or whether it be the devils that are down with his agenda, or these heathens, they're all gonna get judged. All right, they're gonna die with this devil, man. Same, really even same with the Jakes that love Esau so much. You love him so much, well, you can die with him. You're gonna be left here and burn up, and all the heathens are gonna go, right? And that's what the Lord's gonna do. He's gonna take these people out, man. He's gonna kill these dudes, really, right? Kill these dudes. It's not gonna be good. And there's. You can look it up. Indian people do not like black people. Not like them at all. Okay. Same with the Asians. When it comes to you go into one of their stores, they're gonna fucking be keeping an eye on you. All right. Oh, and I get it. Jake steals, but the way they do it is, I don't know. You can just tell it's not just because they think you're gonna steal. You can just tell it's because of the color of your skin. That's really what it is. But let's get a couple more scriptures and close out. How long have we been going? 33 minutes. Ooh. Let's get Slacky, I know the spirit's not on me as hot as it usually is today. But trust me, I know, I'm aware. It happens like that. You'll hear the apostles and brothers talk about it. Some days it's on you harder than others. Some days you're flowing. Other days, you grab a few scriptures, a little bit more basic. All right, you can't be on fire all the time. So let's get something good. I want to get something good to really close out with. Man, let's see. I know what I want to get, but at the end of the day, I kind of want to get something heavy. Let's see. Bear with me. Let's see. That'll be perfect. This will do. All right. Get Jeremiah 25 specific, and then let's get get Mike 5 15, and let's get that should do. Let's start with Jeremiah 10 and 25, and it reads, "Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not." Actually, get verse 24 to show you that it's a plea to the Lord. In verse 24, it says, "O Lord, correct me, but with judgment, not in thine anger, lest thou bring me to nothing. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name, for they have eaten up Jacob and devoured him and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate." So that was a plea to the Lord to destroy these heathen. Okay, and he's going to, right? And we have those same pleas, man. We can't wait for Yahweh Shem try to come back and destroy this place. And these, you got to realize that just because the primary destruction is just going to be in Babylon, it doesn't mean that's the only place that's going to be getting hit with stuff. All right, that's the only place that's going to be completely burned up and consumed like that with nuclear missiles and stuff like that. You got to realize that some of those Asian areas, there's going to be tsunamis. There's going to be stuff. It's just not going to be like nuclear warheads, right? So, yeah, man, these heathen, they got all sorts of issues going on in India. I wouldn't be surprised when one of the things they get hit with the heaviest is pestilence, man, because they're very, very dirty and unclean over there, man. Very dirty and unclean. And I don't know if it's India. I know parts of Asia are very prone to landslides. All right. Let's see. What natural disasters occur in India? They can get a bunch of stuff, wide range: floods, cyclones, earthquakes, landslides, droughts, heat waves. Floods are the most common. That's what it is. So yeah, those guys, man, a lot of those guys will probably drown. It'll probably be like the floods, all right, that take these people away. And there's actually scriptures. Oh, with a flood, with an overwhelming, persecute them with thy tempest. Is that? Is that the one that mentions the flood? Not really, but I mean, Psalms 83 and 15. "So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm." A tempest can refer to, cyclones and all these different, quite a few natural disasters. We're actually not going to get that either. We just focused on the Elamites for this lesson. But yeah, if you look up tempest, I'll prove it. Tempest is a windstorm, rain, hail, snow, violent commotion, disturbance. Tempest definition is a violent windy storm. It can be a hurricane, a tornado, a cyclone, a typhoon. It's pretty open-ended, right? Pretty open-ended. But there's a scripture, and of course, I mean, we all know about the floods that happened with Noah. But there's one. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. This is Isaiah 28 and 2. It says, "Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand." So it shows you the Lord is capable of doing all these things. And, that could be that's probably how they'll go out in India, is probably a lot of floods. If they're most susceptible to flooding, that's probably what'll do it, right? So let's get, so we got that. Let's get Micah 5 and 15. Then we'll go ahead and close out. This is yeah, well, 15 is good. All right, you can read up if you want. There's good stuff all the way up, but Micah 5 and 15 specifically reads, "And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard." So these devils, man, they're gonna get it. All right, every nation's gonna get a little bit of something, coming in, and they're getting it right now. 241 killed, but they're gonna get it even more so. And a lot of shit's been going down in India. If you think about it, there's been train derailings. They have this plane situation, man. Like, matter of fact, before we close out, I'm gonna get that. What in the last, let's say 5 years, since 2020, right? 5 years, what disasters or big events causing many deaths happened in India? Let's see. There's been a few, man. They've been really getting hit. So yeah, right here, the Air India flight. All right, that's one we talked about today. The landslide, yeah, the Wayanad landslides, over 420 deaths. That was on July 30th, 2024. India, Bangladesh floods, May, June 2022. 177 in India killed. Affected over 9 million people. And then 2022, the Uttarakhand avalanche killed 27 mountaineers. October 30th, 2022, you had the Morbi Bridge collapse, which killed 141 people. The Manipur landslide in June 30th, 2022, 58 deaths. Stampede at Mahi Kumbh Mela, January 29th, 2025. Yeah, I remember that one. Over 100 deaths. Forgot that was in India. Stampede at a religious gathering in July 2nd of 2024, over 100 deaths. A lot of them, man. They've really been getting hit, man. So Lord's destroying these devils, man. He's really taking them out. So that's going to be the lesson. All right, again, Slovakia for not being is hot on it as I usually am, right? So Lord was edifying nonetheless, right? But yeah, man, just know these heathens, Lord's coming for that ass. I remember I mentioned that yesterday. All right, with dealing with the heathens. They're prospering now, especially I was really talking about mostly in Babylon, but they're gonna prosper, wherever they are, even in their little things. Esau is mostly gonna be the one prospering, right? But you're gonna have the heathens that are gonna be, in a better way than a lot than Jake. All right, less poverty, even though India is a poverty-stricken region. They have other things going on, and they're not all poor. There's poor areas and there's richer areas. So yeah, man, the Lord's gonna mess these people up. So Jake, especially, when I say Jake, I'm referring to you, Jake, in the truth, you Israelites, you brothers and sisters. Let me just say, you brothers and sisters, like him, you brothers and sisters, that think, that, it is going out, and that, you're seeing all these devils prosper. Just know, man, the Lord's hammering them, man. 241 people. It's constantly happening to these people, man. Constantly happening to Edomites. We might not always see things in large numbers, all right, but even if 30, 40, 50 people are getting shot a day in one town, and then another in another town, it starts to add up. All right, even in 3 in one town, 4 in another town, 1 in another, it starts to add up every single day, man. It really does start to add up. So that's where we're gonna close out, right? Lord was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKakwadash. I want to say Shalom to Akwath out there, you brothers and sisters. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.